going on, YouTube? I got my megasquirt hooked up, and I'm having a little bit of issues with the car. Got it running, and but the only problem is it won't idle, won't stay idling, and there's an issue with the timing. So I think we've kind of narrowed it down to maybe what our problem is. I'll show you what we got, what we came up with, and what we're thinking, and then you can kind of either chime in what you think is a possibility, or maybe it'll give you good insight if you were having the same issue. Okay, so I just had the megasquirt plug and play installed, and the car runs perfectly with, well, not perfectly, but it starts up every time with the stock computer. The only problem is it's very rich, so can't really drive it like that. So so I was originally thinking that maybe it wasn't the distributor. My brother, which is a mechanic, he was saying it possibly is my distributor. So I was kind of hinting at that, but I was kind of like thinking maybe, because originally we couldn't even get it to crank at all on the aftermarket computer, and it would crank up easily with the stock, so it was kind of weird. And so the problem is that in order to get it to start with the aftermarket computer, I have to advance the timing all the way forward. And once I do that, it'll start, but it doesn't like to idle at that position. So then I do the timing back. The only problem with that is that if it cuts off, you can't get it to crank. You have to adjust it for it. So it's like a manual, constant thing. And so we did set the timing, or verify the timing with the timing light. We had it at 10 degrees, but like I said, once you got to adjust it with the distributor cap, then you're kind of it's kind of pointless, because you're adjusting it. You shouldn't have to adjust. You should have to set it and then lock your bolt in, and then it should be good to go. So what we did was, I always thought it was kind of like in the computer, because it just seemed kind of weird that it would crank up readily with the stock and not with the aftermarket. But the thing is that maybe the sensors that are picking up my distributor are more sensitive. So what they did, what we were thinking is that, well, we just take it out and take a look at it. But let me just show you some of the things that I did do, so you kind of have an idea of what I was doing. All right, so this is my computer. So now in the closed loop, I came over here to the tuning, and I had it on advanced, and it originally started off about 500, and I advanced it to about 1,000, trying to keep it idled, and it would not hold that amount at all, and it would go down to 300-400, and it would just stall out and just die. Okay, so I'll be adjusting that later. Anyway, so we also over here so we did our fuel load, we did speed density. So over here we did speed density, and we got second fuel disabled, multiply, just like they say. My AFR meter is 14.7. AFR target. I did include an AFR target. Maybe I shouldn't have that. I'm not 100% sure on that. As far as the map and these sensors over here, it's all Greek to me. I don't know exactly what to do with that. And these KPAs, lower KPAs, just I'm not at that point now to be able to adjust those. So, but I did mess with this right here, the speed density. I want to make sure that was that, because some of the YouTubers were talking about that, and then I multiplied it. Then over here, I went into my fuel. Now my engine displacement, it originally is a 2000 or 1999 cc engine, but I had it bored 40,000, so it may not exactly be 2300, it might be like 2289 or something like that. It is 4 cylinders injector. I believe I have the 550s on there. It's been so long since I've had them off, I can't remember. But I think it's the 550s. And then my air fuel ratio. And you just click this and it'll figure it all out for you. So I set it up to speed density. It came up with these numbers once I put in that information in here. And then engine fire, I want it to be even. Now over here on the starting or the injection, now I did do fixed timing when I was to set the timing. But then once you get it set, then you go to use table, right? That would seem like then it would just according to how much gas and throttle you give it, the timing will be advanced accordingly to your load and everything else. More load, it'll advance it a little bit. So we use the fixed timing to set it, and then we did the then we'd use table after we had it set. All right, so and here was another thing. So whenever I would go to crank it, the RPMs when I had the timing set for right around 10 degrees, it would not show any RPMs right here. So it was like getting no reading. It was almost like I was getting no spark either. That was another one of my signs. And also the timing light, so the timing light runs off that spark, wasn't even starting to flash either. So, but once we advanced the timing, then RPMs would show up, and with advance, if I had it fixed, then it would stay right here, but it would usually be about 10. Not, oh, my computer just died. But anyway, so that's on the computer program. But here's my distributor. So I took it apart, and as you can see, it's pretty rusted. And even my little pieces right here are rusted. And this is what it gets the timing off of. So I'm thinking I might have to buy a new one. Now, the car has not worked in 4 years roughly. So, I mean, it's had a lot of time to sit. So I think that is my problem. It also I don't know, when my brother was flicking it sounded like it had a little bit of some noise inside the rotor, like it wasn't that smooth. So I guess my idea is that, you know, with all this, I should probably change out my distributor and then go back through those same steps to you know, to get it idle, and everything should work out. Now, if it doesn't, then I don't know what I have to rethink how I'm trying to solve this issue. But anyway, this is what we've come to so far, and so hopefully I'll have a solution here soon, and then we'll go from there. All right. All right, so you see some of the steps I've taken inside the computer, and so I'm kind of like, you know, just have to kind of figure out exactly what it is. I have emailed the guys over at megasquirt, and so hopefully I'll direct them to this video so they can actually see the distributor firsthand, and maybe they can give me some more information on that. But I'm hoping that, you know, I change out the distributor, which was a mechanical issue. It seemed like in order to get it to crank, I had to physically grab the distributor to turn it. And so I'm thinking that with the computer, it has a higher sensitivity, probably sensor in there to read the spark and the timing. And with it being corroded over like that, it's just not getting the reading that it wants. So that's why I could set the timing, and then it doesn't matter. I still have to adjust it physically. And so I'm thinking that it is the distributor. So I'll figure that out here shortly, and I'll make another video of me, you know, testing it out with the new distributor and see how that works. Also got a fuel filter I got to install. Got that in the mail like last week. I just haven't had a chance to put it in. Been messing with the car, trying to get it to run. Just haven't made any videos of me me doing that. I mean, I have gotten it run, I just haven't got it to run properly. So what we're going to do is we'll get that in, and we'll end the video now. So stay tuned.